Shout out to my Kim for sending me this story right here. And honestly, I was not going to even talk about this because what for? But since they said, this could be a triple P, I said, who am I to turn down the opportunity to turn this story into a triple P? Because had I did the story and they didn't say it was going to be a triple P, I probably just did it as a regular story. I'm just being completely honest. So in case y'all have not heard, in Caucaland, not the Cayman Islands, I'm talking about Caucaland, you have this young teenager named Skylar Mack who decided that they were going to go to the Cayman Islands and break the COVID-19 protocols and thought they were going to get away with it. Now, what's crazy is they keep highlighting her, but her boyfriend was also charged as well and thrown in jail for his role that he played in it as well, but they keep highlighting her. But they said she was just sentenced to 4 months in prison in the Cayman Islands because she broke the protocols for what they have set in place because of the virus. I believe they said she's only getting 4 months. And now she and her family are pleading with 45 to get her out of jail. I don't know how much he's really going to do or if he's going to really care that much about it, especially since he's on his way out of the White House anyway. But let's go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into this story. The family of an American college student is appealing to the U.S. government for help as she faces a 4-month prison sentence after pleading guilty to breaking the Cayman Islands' mandatory 14-day COVID-19 isolation protocol for visitors. She just wants to come home, 18-year-old Skylar Mack's grandmother, Jean Mack, told the Today Show on Monday. She knows she made a mistake. She owns up to that, but she's pretty hysterical right now. That's no mistake. If they tell you that you have to quarantine or isolate for 14 days, they mean just that. See, this is the thing. She's white, she's female, she's young, and she's American. All of that is a recipe for arrogance, as we have seen over the last few months with this virus. So she thought she could go over there and do what she wanted. She is no different than Otto Warmbier, who went over to North Korea and thought he could do whatever he wanted to do. And that's just the arrogance of a lot of palm-colored people who come from this establishment known as the United States of America. That they can go anywhere they can put their foot on into the ground in any nation and do what they do here over there and think they'll get away with it. See, if she knew that lets you know that she was doing that over here. She was doing that over here and getting away with it. But she went over there and thought that the same rules apply. Nah. Skylar is a pre-med student from Georgia. She traveled to visit her boyfriend, Vanjay Ramgeet, age 24, who was in the Cayman Islands for a jet skiing competition. Mack did not isolate for the mandatory 14 days. Oh, so she went over there for a conjugal, well, not a conjugal visit because he's not in jail, but you know what I mean. We know why she went over there. Instead, Mack says she isolated for 2 whole days. 2 days out of the 14 that she was supposed to isolate, and tested negative twice for the virus before abandoning her tracking device and leaving isolation to attend her boyfriend's jet skiing competition. Listen, this was no mistake. They can say she made a mistake all they want to, but she knew that she was supposed to isolate for 14 days. She had a tracking device on and she took it off or abandoned it to go see her boyfriend in this jet skiing competition. If anything, if her boyfriend knew that this was supposed to be the protocol in place, he should have told her what was up, and then maybe she wouldn't have come over there and she could have maybe virtually watched it from home. Mack was sentenced to prison last week. Jonathan Hughes, the attorney representing Mack and her boyfriend, said 4 months in prison, an upgraded sentence from community service, would have a particularly harsh effect on her. Aww. 4 months in the slammer is too hard. Try losing 40 years of your life behind a crime you didn't commit, such as the story I did on Walter Forbes last week. That's harsh. This is nothing. But see, she thought that like over here, she was going to get a slap on the wrist over there. Doesn't work. See, this is the thing. This is how arrogant the typical palm-colored person is, that they think they can do anything over here and do the same thing over there and face the same consequences over there that they will face here. And look at who she's being apprehended by. A black woman, a black cop, and look at who was overseeing her getting into the car, a black man. That probably rubbed them the wrong way. Her family said they appealed directly to 45, whose office wrote back that her case would be forwarded to the quote-unquote appropriate federal agency, likely the U.S. Department. Is it a possibility that they'll pardon her or get her out? I don't know. Because remember what happened with Otto Warmbier. And that was before a pandemic was even in existence. And 45 wasn't about to touch that. Or did that happen before 45? I can't remember. I think that was with 44 on his way out and 45 on his way in, and they didn't do nothing. And by the time they brought Otto Warmbier back, his body was damn near cold. He ended up in a coma and then died like the following week. But she'll be alright. Next time, follow the rules. Isn't that what they tell us? To follow the rules and instruction and do as you're told. I mean, my goodness, she only stayed in isolation for 2 days out of the 14 that she was supposed to be there, and then left her tracking device to go see her boyfriend jet ski when she could have easily probably pulled that up on a live stream somewhere, because I'm sure they were streaming it virtually. And notice they threw in the part about her being pre-med, as if we care. Oh, this will have a harsh effect on her. No, it won't. It'll give her a learning lesson, though, to follow instructions. But like I said, it goes back to the arrogance. When palm-colored people are told one thing, they'll do the complete and utter opposite and thinking they'll always get away with it. But that works only here. For the most part, it doesn't work in other places. And they still have yet to learn that. But it is what it is. 4 months is nothing. She can sweep through that. And the thing is, it's a strong possibility that she might get released. They thought she was only going to get community service. Oh nah, this is a serious matter here. And you're considered a foreign person. Imagine if you tested positive, then they'll blame it on you. And then the Cayman Islands is going to have a bigger problem on their hands. They're just trying to protect themselves. I don't know what the rate of the virus is as far as deaths and infections go in the Cayman Islands, but if they're low, they're trying to keep them that way. And you are, like I said, foreign. And you could possibly be the one that will lead them to getting more numbers. And they're trying to maybe keep their numbers low. And because it's all going to point back to you. They don't know you from a can of paint. They just know that you're from America and you appear to be very spoiled and arrogant and have a big ego. And you thought you was going to get away with it. But it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all have that bell click, your notifications turned on to all. And I'll talk to you in the next one.